Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we do painting tutorials. For this weekend's video, I have an easy beginner sunset, so grab your supplies and let's get started. I taped down my paper with masking tape. The reason my tape is wider than the usual, well, it's left over from when I painted my bathroom, so I thought I'd finish up the roll before buying a new one. I start by applying a bright red towards the bottom. The exact shade is Pale Geranium Lake from this Faber Castell set. Then I use dark cadmium orange, just a small amount, and I cover what's left of the lower half of the sheet with dark chrome yellow. For the upper half, I use phthalo blue. I use less pressure near the yellow so they do not make a green, and I use more pressure as I move up towards the top of the sheet. Lastly, I add a hint of helium blue reddish, which is my dark blue, and I focus it towards the top edge and the top angles. I take my watercolor brush and I blend from light to dark, so I start from the yellow towards the orange and the red, then I clean the brush thoroughly and blend from the phthalo blue towards the dark blue. I repeat a couple of times until the pencil markings have dissolved and everything is looking smooth. At that point, I go over where the yellow and the blue meet so they can softly transition into each other without looking green. Once dry, I sharpen my black watercolor pencil to a very fine point and I start sketching a basic city line. Just some square buildings, random treetops, and maybe a couple of utility poles over the red section, and I draw some birds across the sky. If drawing is not your thing, there is a traceable file of this sketch and all of the others used throughout my tutorials on my Patreon page Sunshine Arts, and like always you can find a full list of the supplies used in the description box down below. Now I just roughly color in all the shapes with black. If something ends up looking patchy or uneven, I'll go over it with my brush layer on with just a tiny amount of water. You do not really need a lot of water to make the color smooth. I find that a blunt tip is better for covering bigger areas. That's also why I rarely sharpen my pencils. I only sharpen them if I need very fine details like the utility poles on the right and the wires that connect them. I find it a bit more helpful to first do the city line with a bit more pressure, and then I work from that towards the bottom and use broader pencil strokes. It just gives me results that are a bit more precise. And also because I have shaky hands, I go out of line a bit less. That's just a little friendly tip right there. I take my brush and I pretty much dry it on the napkin and just tap over wherever I still see the red and the orange peek through the black buildings. Then I sharpen my pencil, like I said, to a very fine point with my pencil sharpener, and I go over the utility poles. Lastly, I slowly peel off the tape in the opposite direction and we are done. I like to give special thanks to my Patreons for the month of August. Please let me know if you enjoyed this kind of videos by liking, commenting, and if you have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all for watching and we'll see each other in the next video.